are these people?
I did want to dedicate some time also to Dr. Hussam Abu Safiyeh because we got an update about him and it wasn't great. Ryan Rosbiani, I'm sure many of you know him, follow him over on Twitter, published this the other day, breaking an update on the doctor after 276 days in captivity. We've literally been talking about this man all year and how he's been tortured and imprisoned. A lawyer from Physicians for Human Rights Israel finally visited him today after 4 denied attempts. Dr. Abu Safiyeh has been detained for 276 days under inhumane conditions. He's lost over 25 kilograms due to deliberate starvation. He's been subjected to continuous torture and physical assaults along with other healthcare workers. He's been denied medical treatment despite suffering from scabies and pre-existing heart disease, and never brought before a judge and not informed of any legal reason for his detention since March. He stated, "My only crime is being a doctor." Over 100 doctors and nurses are being punished, treating Gaza's wounded. The family calls on international organizations, human rights groups, and the global community to act urgently to secure the release of Dr. Abu Safiyeh and all detained healthcare workers. Again, a war crime. A war crime. This man was treating patients and he walked out and voluntarily walked into the tank. We've got the picture of him standing in front of that tank. And they've tortured him for 9 months plus. So I wrote, "Free this doctor immediately," because Robin R. Qureshi, who's over on Substack, give her a follow, publish an article at her publication, at her newsletter. It's been all year long, plus several days. He's been tortured, held for way too long, and had treatment withheld by the most moral army in the world, right? Who's been murdering all the other doctors in Gaza since kidnapping and imprisoning Dr. Abu Safiyeh. This is just so disgusting, and there are so few speaking out, so thank you for those who are. And she published an article to her Substack called Bearing Witness. This is robinqureshi.substack.com. Again, all these links will be in the article over at indiemediatoday.com about the live stream, all the links to everything that I'm showing you tonight. But this is a recap of everything that we just talked about here, with links to several petitions and online petitions from Amnesty International to Doctors Without Borders. All right, this recaps his entire story. This is a great article to share with people that kind of talks about who he is. All right, he was born November 21st in Jabalia. He became director of Kamal Adwan Hospital in February of 2024. After having worked there in other roles, but they already had killed the director of the hospital, I believe. It was already under repeated Israeli siege and shelling. So again, this just recaps everything that's happened here with in bullet point format. I hate using that phrase. All right. A lot of data here. Here are some questions. Why is Israel detaining a hospital director and other medical personnel without charge, trial, or due process? How do they justify torturing and starving doctors while the genocide in Gaza depends on their absence from hospitals? Why has the world tolerated Israel's systematic destruction of Gaza's health system and the criminalization of medical care? How can governments claim to uphold international law while arming and funding Israel as it imprisons doctors and kills them? What accountability will be imposed on Israel for the torture and deaths of medical staff in custody, including Dr. Al-Idyad Al-Rantisi and Dr. Adnan Al-Bursh, tortured and murdered in captivity? Why is the protection of Palestinian medical workers being abandoned in full view of the world? How long will the international community remain complicit while Israel uses prisons, famine, and bombardment as tools of extermination? So then you have petitions open internationally. You've got Amnesty International. You've got Action Network. You've got Code Pink. You've got Change.org. You've got Med Global. And all of those are linked here. And follow our Qureshi over on Substack as well on Notes. And subscribe to Bearing Witness. I got one more thing here about that. And that is the actual statement from Physicians for Human Rights Israel. You know, I've heard a lot of things, and I just wanted to make sure that she had the statement right. So I grabbed it, and I found their Twitter account, or actually Reef found it. Credit to Reef on that one. And he shared this thread that Dr. Abu Safiyeh described the violence perpetrated by prison guards during frequent cell searches. According to him, detainees receive very small amounts of food. Many of them have lost a significant amount of weight, and they've been held in dirty clothes for months. Dr. Abu Safiyeh requested to be examined by a doctor because of scabies and heart problems, but his request was ignored. He takes regular medication for high blood pressure, but he testified that he has not been examined by an IPS doctor since his arrest. He's remained in the same clothes since his arrest and did not receive a new set of clothes until the morning of his visit. 6 months have passed since the publishing of our report, which documented the arbitrary detention of more than 100 medical personnel from Gaza. Since the report's publication, our organization has visited more than 25 of them and gathered additional testimonies about ongoing physical violence, repeated cell raids, lack of food and medical treatment, and months of detention in dirty clothes. All detainees are currently being held without charge, some for more than a year, of course in violation of due process and in serious breach of the right to health of Gaza's population. Most moral army in the world, right? We demand the immediate release of all Palestinian healthcare workers detained unlawfully by Israel. Their detention serves no justice and directly undermines the right to health for the Palestinian population. It is imperative that the international community act to ensure their freedom, dignity, and ability to serve those in desperate need. Okay. Man, fuck Israel. I mean, just perpetrating the worst imaginable genocide and conditions on a civilian population. And then it's going to murder them on top of it. So please support INN with a $5, $10, or however many dollar contribution, a tip over at ko-fi.com/Indie News Network. You got Cash App, $, Indie News Network. You got paypal.me/Indie News Network. We're live over at IndieNewsNow.com, and you can actually get to the merch store over there too. There's a link at the top of navigation for merch. You can buy a shirt or a sticker or a beanie. Winter's coming up. Or over at Substack at IndieMediaToday.com, where we're live right now, or at INNNewsletter.com. The best people are hanging out here. So if you're able to, before we head out, support independent media, support these people. These people already did. I enjoy doing the show every Sunday night. I love you. I love you all, and I appreciate you all for putting up with me. And this is what's happening in the world, and we can't ignore it. There are too many outlets that just want to bury their head in the sand or only tell one part of the story, and we're not going to do that. I'm going to try to go to as many places as I can, bring as many trusted independent journalists, outlets, and opinions and perspective as we can, and we're going to keep doing this. So, all right, I don't have any of his goodbye, although I do have this. No, we just fucking lost the stream. Night, everyone. Love you.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days, and I still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, say